In the 2023 VCE Business Management exam, the 10-mark question had an average score of 3.7. As such, let's have a look at the 10-mark question, break it down, and understand what we need for a high-scoring response. Significant business changes can only occur after analyzing key performance indicators and considering a range of management strategies. Analyze the relationship between key performance indicators and management strategies during the change to an environmentally sustainable airline. Let's first find the marks for a high-scoring responses by breaking down this question. 3 marks for a description of several different key performance indicators, KPIs, applicable to analyzing the performance of a business. 3 marks for an explanation of the way these KPIs may have changed over time to indicate that the performance of the business was deteriorating. 2 marks for an outline of the way in which senior managers might have used these KPIs to inform the process of selecting and implementing management strategies. 2 marks for clear and direct links to Eco Comfort Fly Air throughout the response. The following is an example of a high-scoring response. The senior managers at Flyalot Airlines will have been monitoring changes in key performance indicators over time to make decisions about the management strategies that needed to be implemented and to forecast the likely future direction of the company. As the trend in these KPIs became increasingly negative, it may have been more difficult to justify the ongoing operation of the business as Flyalot Airlines. For example, the managers will have watched the number of website hits very closely. If the number of website hits was lower than expected, this suggests to the managers that the number of flights booked in the future will also be below the budgeted outcome. This would indicate that it is going to become increasingly difficult to meet the fixed costs of the business, such as the wages for airline staff and the fuel that is required for the planes. Very closely linked to this will be the number of sales and the expected net profit of the business. If these figures also started to trend downwards, then the ongoing viability of the business must be questioned. No business is able to sustain ongoing net losses over a period of time. If Flyalot Airlines was experiencing consistent losses, then it would not make sense to continue operating the business. Managers will have responded to these changes by innovating, such as implementing more environmentally friendly policies and procedures, and also with staff training. These strategies will have facilitated the change to Eco Comfort Fly Air. Another KPI that would have been tracked during this period was the number of customer complaints. Airline bookings are often linked to either the cost of the flight or the reputation of the business. Flights that run late or negative onboard experiences are likely to lead to an increase in the number of customer complaints. As this number increases, it will be matched by detrimental reviews that appear online. These actions make it more difficult for the airline to build a positive view of their brand and, as a result, fewer customers will book flights with them in the future. If the business reached a point where it was going to take too much time to rebuild their brand, then it might make more sense to close the existing business and perhaps open under a new name in the future. The managers will have responded to this data by redeploying their resources. For example, rather than maintaining high labor costs with staff that are generating complaints, the airline could use more staff for training and fewer staff on board. This will also help to reduce the overall weight of the plane, helping to reduce fuel usage. Finally, it is also likely that the managers were carefully tracking the overall market share of Eco Comfort Fly Air, especially in the domestic market. There is significant competition in this market from established businesses, such as Qantas. If Eco Comfort Fly Air was unable to establish a reasonable foothold in the industry by building a sustainable market share, then it would make sense to focus on improving quality and production. The managers may have decided to implement a range of quality strategies, such as the use of a secret passenger to review the experience on board a flight. This would, once again, help to inform the training that is required as the airline transitions to focus on doing things in a more environmentally friendly way. Note: in the 2023 exam, some students struggled to maintain a consistent message throughout their extended responses. It was clear that many did not plan their answers, instead writing thoughts as they came to mind, rather than building a coherent argument. Common mistakes included confusing the term management strategies with management styles or management skills, using driving forces like societal attitudes instead of changing KPIs as the basis for management decisions, and overlooking the use of plurals in the task. For example, key performance indicators implies that more than one should be discussed. This was also the first time the 10-mark question appeared in Section B of the exam. While many students seem to benefit from the context provided by the case study, the data shows that students continue to struggle with the higher-order literacy skills required for an extended response in the VCE Business Management exam.